Yeah.
Hello, my name is Carl Mina and I'm going to be doing a presentation about the importance of oil and gas industry. This presentation is to be informative. I have been a worker of the oil and gas industry for almost 8 years and going. I have worked in Mexico, Canada, and the United States. All of them, they have the same uh, goal: produce oil and gas for the daily use of their population. Different sets of rules, different styles, but at the end of the day, the same goal. The agenda for my presentation today will begin with the history of the oil and gas industry, how oil and gas is acquired and transformed, the importance of the oil and gas in our everyday life, the advances of the oil and gas industry, and our conclusion. To begin with, the history of oil and gas. The first oil well was drilled by Lynn T. Barrett in September 1866. The first major oil discovery was in 1894. 4 years after that, the first oil refinery was opened in 1898. The owner of the refinery was Texaco. At the time, was known as Texas Oil Company. In 1904, the Spindletop oil boom, nicknamed the Lucas Gusher, happened. The Lucas Gusher was the beginning of the start of the modern oil and gas industry. So pretty much that gusher that happened was the first steps towards our uh, oil and gas industry as we know it today. How oil and gas is acquired and transformed. Everybody uses it on a daily basis, whether in clothes, plastics, fuels, or household items. But how it's acquired, how do we get it, and how it's transformed onto for daily needs. To begin with, the oil and gas, it comes from a production site, such as an offshore oil rig or an inland oil rig, such as the one we can see in the picture. It is extracted from basins that are either on land or in the ocean. Once we have the raw oil, it is transported and stored. It is transported and stored through pipelines, vessels, tankers, trains, or 18 wheelers, depending. This is the unprocessed oil and gas, and it's stored in something that is called tank farms, where it's kept and stored for months at a time until it's ready to be processed. Once the oil and gas is ready to be processed and transformed, it is taken to an oil refinery or a petrochemical plant, where it's turned into different and multiple products that we use for our daily life. But why is oil and gas important in our everyday life? Well, it is very important because it's present almost everywhere in fuels, plastics, cosmetics, and clothing. The oil and gas also not only plays a role on our everyday usage, but it also plays a huge role in our economic impacts and our lives. A lot of people have jobs in this industry, especially in the state of Texas, whether in the Houston refineries on the Gulf Coast or the West Texas basins. It is an international industry. We not only produce it and store it and process it, we also export it to other countries around the globe. The oil and gas industry has been improving throughout the years, making huge advances, making it better for the industry, for the environment too. The oil and gas companies are always innovating the industry with new technologies and advancements that they are developing. Also, they're trying to apply the triple R's. The triple R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle, to find new ways of producing energy. These are the things that the oil and gas industry is working on to develop even for green energy, such as aeolic fields, climate solutions in order to reduce global warming and low carbon emissions, meaning that the fuel is going to be less contaminant and pollutant. In conclusion, for my formal presentation, overall, the oil and gas industry has been around for many, many years, and it has contributed to the structure and the economy of the state of Texas and the United States. Since it was discovered in 1894, that marked one of the major discoveries, the oil and gas industry has brought in a large amount of income, not only for the state of Texas, but also the country. And it also has provided thousands of jobs for many Americans all across the continental United States. The oil and gas industry is very important, not only to our economy, as I mentioned earlier, but on our everyday life, because even the smallest of our daily activities has to do with them. The oil and gas industry is such a strong pillar that it has helped us to progress every day, and is one of the backbones industries of this country, such as steel, which was one of the main ones. Um, every day, the oil and gas industry also keeps improving and advancing with new technologies they develop. They're pushing towards more low carbon emissions, climate solutions, and different types of renewable fuels that they can be used to power vehicles. All this is done in order to improve the industry and our communities. The oil and gas industry is also compromised not only with the environment and the rules set by the government, but also with the communities where they operate on. These are my references where you can see or acquire my information, and you can read further down more about what things are the oil and gas doing to improve the industry, and also how they're progressing and doing advances every day, and more about their history. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time and attention, and thank you for watching. My name is Carmina. I am a process technology student at San Jacinto's Central Campus on the Lyondell's Petrochemical